What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of simple makeup for beginners where we're going to complete the face. If you missed yesterday's video, I'll leave that below. We already did the eye, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, next up, foundation. Bum bum ba-dum. That's always like the big oh my gosh for people. And I feel like especially for women of color, it is just so daggone hard because A, a lot of brands don't have our shades. B, if we go to get, our shade matched, they don't match it right. You have to know your undertone. Look at your skin. Please know that just because you are a woman of color, just because you are brown, deep, dark skin, does not mean that you are red undertone. I know when I first started off with makeup, I'd always go get them to match my shade. And I'd always be red, and I'm just like, why am I always red? And then as I was going through like color theory and everything in beauty school, I was just like, oh, I have a yellow undertone. I can't wear a red foundation because it makes me look crazy, okay? So just be aware of your undertone. So I'm going to give you my recommendations. First, let's start off with BB creams. If you are someone that is a little bit scared of foundation or you don't want to wear too much foundation, cool, BB creams. Maybelline makes a bomb one. This is deep. This is the deepest shade that they have. However, with that being the only con to it, this is a really good BB cream and it gives you a lot of coverage. And then another one is the Black Radiance. They're going to have your shade brown skin and deeper. They got you. So these are excellent choices for BB creams. I don't have any high-end BB creams just simply because I think that's kind of silly. I mean, if I'm paying high dollar for a high-end face product, I want it to have some coverage. That's just me, whatever. So those are your BB creams. And then moving into foundations, these are my go-to right now. If you are oily girl, L'Oreal Matte Infallible, Maybelline Matte and Poreless. I don't know which one I like better because I can honestly say they are equally good. Same thing again, same con. Deepest, actually no, take that back. There is a shade that's deeper than this one. This is 355 Coconut. I believe it's like 360. There's one shade that's deeper than that, so good job Maybelline trying to step up, but these are really good if you have oily skin. And then for my dry skin girls, this is really pretty. You will like this. I haven't used this by itself because I'm oily, but I do kind of cocktail it and some of my mattifying foundations just to give me a satin finish. This is really good. And then the foundation that I always recommend across the board to everyone, no matter what age, no matter what your skin type, no matter what tone you are, Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. I will say if you are on the drier side, the stick is very hydrating. But everyone else, this is really good. So like I said, I don't care what shade you are, what age you are, what your skin type is, this is a bomb foundation, alright? So today we are going to use, I'm going to use the Pro Matte because it's hot. It's hot as fire today. Also, something else, just depending on what I'm doing, if I'm using a BB cream, I will color correct sometimes just simply because the BB cream is not going to have as much coverage. So any dark spots that I have, like in the corner of my eyes here and around my mouth, but if I'm using a foundation, 9 times out of 10, I don't have to do that. But that's just something else to keep in mind. And this is the L'Oreal, this is the LA Girl Pro Concealer, okay? I'm just going to give this a good shake. Dot this on the back of my hand. You can use your fingers. You can use a sponge. Today I want to try something different with this foundation. I've been using a blender. I'm going to use a Real Technique stippling brush. I'm not a huge fan of foundation brushes, but if I use one, I use a stippling brush. And so I've been using it with the beauty blender. I just want to see how it goes down with a stippling brush. And I like the stippling brush because you push it into your skin. With a lot of other makeup brushes, you kind of swirl it around and buff it in, and I feel like I'm just swirling the product around, like it's not going into my skin. I'm like, look, I need this to go in. We need to look beat, you know what I mean? So what I like to do when I'm applying my foundation, I like to start in the center of my face and then work my way out. Now, if you're someone where you're just like, oh my God, I have the darkest circles known to man, what you need to do is color correct first. When you color correct, 9 times out of 10, that is going to solve the problem for you. So color correct and then put your foundation over it. If you still see a little bit of darkness, that's when you'll go in with your concealer. I feel like people go in with so much concealer and foundation trying to cover things, and that is essentially how you end up so cakey. If you color correct your skin first, you will be so shocked at how much less product you're going to need. Alright, so we are covered. Now, just, you know, for safety precautions, I will go in with the Beauty Blender and just make sure I don't have any streakiness or whatnot along the face. Now here is another epic thing for people. Dang, I look very, very red. Okay. Noted. Continue to mix that with the Pro Glow. Got it. We're just going to bypass that though. So now, concealer. I told you guys I don't like a super fleeky highlight. I think it looks crazy and very unnatural. So if I want to put on concealer, it's normally just to bring in some dimension into my skin, just simply because when you just have on foundation, it's very flat. You know what I mean? It's just like, whoa. So just to kind of bring in some dimension. Most of the time, by the time I throw on some bronzer, it looks okay. But for today, because I'm feeling like I'm looking super red and crazy, I'm just going to go in with my Naked Skin Concealer. And I'm just going to, normally what I do is, I just go like that. I don't do large triangles because like I said, we want this to look, you know, as natural as possible. I know it's so funny when makeup, you're like, well, makeup's not natural. I'm like, yeah, but there's a natural technique to it. See? And just to bring a little bit more lightness to the face. Nothing crazy. And this is the Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay. Good grief. Totally lost my train of thought. And that shade is dark golden. What is it? Wait a minute. Yeah, dark golden. Alright. Moving on to powder. We got some choices here. You can do the Sacha Butter Cup powder. That's the loose one. Mine is somewhere in here. I don't know. It's in here somewhere. But you can use that. I kind of go... I'm kind of hit and miss with that one because if I'm having like a drier day than usual, it will suck me dry. So I like to go in, my favorite powder to use is a Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC, and my shade is dark because it is very, very light. It's not going to give you any additional coverage. It's going to set everything in place without giving you cake face. Now, if you're someone that does not like liquid foundation, then I would recommend the MAC Studio Fix powder because you can get a full coverage with this powder. And it's beautiful. I can get this powder to look just like I have liquid foundation on. I like to take this Real Techniques brush here. It's a powder brush. It's nice and fluffy. I just put it in there and press it into my skin, and you get a full coverage beat. So that's something else to keep in mind if you don't like liquids. So I like the Mineralized Skin Finish to set my face, which is what I'm going to use today. Always set your concealer, ladies and gents, simply because concealer will crease and shift if you do not. And I like this up under my eyes too because it does not dry me out. Thank you, God. And now I'm just going to take, this is an Eco Tools brush here. Then I'm just going to set the rest of my face because I am oily and it's hot. Some other good powders that you can use. My only two issues with these things are the shade range, but ooh, this is dirty. Don't judge, y'all. Don't judge, okay? This is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin. I did a blog post and I think a little video on this one. I'll have to link those for you. But this is a great powder here. And then the CoverGirl Soft Honey. The blue packaging, I believe, is for oily skin. These are really good. These aren't quite my shade just yet. Simply because I still have my summertime tan going on. And something else when you're picking your foundation, always go one shade lighter, especially if you're oily, because what happens is if you go one shade darker, most of the time, I know once your oils push through, it's going to oxidize and make the foundation look darker anyhow. So if you get your foundation one shade lighter and then your powder one shade darker, or maybe the same shade as you, it will just blend and mold everything together. So keep that in mind as well, okay? And then another good powder that you guys could use is the CoverGirl Queen Collection, and my shade is Golden Medium. And it's so hard. I don't know why you can't find these in the drugstore. I had to get my CoverGirl Bronzer, which I'm about to put on my face right now, off of Amazon because I can't find it. So I'm just going to bronze up my skin a little bit, and this is a Sephora angled brush. Now, the things I'm getting ready to do now, these are optional. These are just what I do for a simple face. And I know it's taking me a really long time to get through this, but I'm talking and giving you guys a detailed reason as to why I do what. But this is, I can do this in 10 minutes and be done. All right, so I'm just going to go here. If I don't do anything, I'll skip brush and I'll skip highlight, but I need this bronzer on my face just to bring back some dimension. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody trying to look flat. So I like to go here. And then around the temples. I'm not contouring. I'm not a huge fan of contouring on my face, on myself. And also contouring, to me, that's a whole nother technique, and I don't classify that as simple because that takes practice. So we're not doing that. As you can see here, I'm just being kind of messy because I just really want to warm up my skin and give myself some dimension. And then for blush, oh boy. Okay, favorite blushes that I like to use. First, my all-time favorite, MAC Razin. It's pathetic, pan, big time. Perfect if you are my skin tone or deeper. This will be great for you. Another great one is the MAC, what is this? Ooh, Peach Twist. This has a little shimmer in it. That's beautiful too. Drugstore alternatives are, this is Milani Red Vino. And it's a baked blush, so you can see it's got some shimmer in there. And then I don't have this blush anymore because I broke it a couple of days ago, but this is a brand called Palladio. You can get it from Ulta. I think it's like $5, and the shade is Toasted Almond. Beautiful on brown skin. And then my all-time favorite, this is another one by MAC. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Sun Power. And it looks really pretty. I'm not putting it on because it does have a little bit of a corally red undertone, and I'm feeling pretty red right now looking at myself in camera, so we're not going to do that. I think today I'm going to skip blush just simply because I'm feeling really red, and I'm just going to use some of this highlighter here. I'm not typically a big highlighter person, but today I'm just like, ooh, Jesus. This is by Makeup Revolution. It cracked. $6, and it's a baked bronzer, and it's called Rock On World, and I'm going to put this on. I'm going to use it as a blush. See how pretty that is? So if you don't like blush, this is something else that you could do. You could just use, you know, this bronzer highlighter as your blush, because that's what I do sometimes, and we're good. Next thing is going to be eyeliner. Since we're keeping this super easy, super basic, I'm not going to get into doing any wing liner. Actually, whenever I do my simple makeup, I skip wing liner. I just like to leave it nice and blank. So what I'll do is I'll just grab, this is an eyeliner by Shea Moisture, which is bomb, by the way. If you haven't tried their eyeliners, ooh, you are missing out. And I'm just going to do a little just on the outside here, because I want to keep it nice and fresh. Just to kind of give a little dimension to the eye. And if I want my eyes to look super bright, you could take like a lighter eyeshadow. This is a NYX Wonder Pencil. I'm just going to rim it with this because this is going to make my eyes look nice and bright and bushy-eyed. And then for mascara, it is just going to simply be your preference. What do you like? You can use Maybelline Falsies. That's my favorite drugstore. High-end Stila. That is my jizam. It is hands down the best. I'm just going to take an eyeliner pencil here. Not an eyeliner, a slanted brush. And I'm just going to smudge out that liner just a little bit. Now, if you want to be extra, you could totally throw on some lashes. But since we're keeping it simple, we're not doing that. Alright, so I'm just going to put on my Stila mascara. And I'm going to pick a lip, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I am back with the finished look. The only thing extra that I did was I just decided to go in with a lighter color in the inner tear duct just to kind of give the eyes a big pow. And then for my lips, this is my favorite lip combination of all time. Yes, Kanye West, of all time. So what this is MAC lipstick in Taupe. And then I like to top it with the NYX Butter Gloss and Madeleine. It'll give you this beautiful, nice, nudie, warm toned lip. So this is the final look. I really hope that this helped a lot of you guys out. Please let me know in the comments below how you felt about it. If you want to see more detailed makeup tutorials on anything, whether it be eyes, face, lips, whatever it may be, please drop it below. And remember, like I said, less for me, I feel like less is always more. You can still look glam using minimal products. You don't have to use all these crazy things. You don't have to have 5 different shades of eyeshadow on. Remember, if that's what you like, there's nothing wrong with it, because I like it from time to time too. But sometimes it's just nice to be nice and simple. So if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to email me. It's beautybossamber@gmail.com. You can tweet me, Instagram me, Facebook me. All of that is beautybossamber. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.